Guys, what's good? It's your boy Phil. Today we are talking about One Punch Man, the latest chapter. Obviously pretty damn big indeed. A couple things I want to talk about, a couple ideas, theories, predictions, all that bullshit that I have. A couple things I'm thinking about, for sure as we progress through this fight that is my boy Saitama versus Garou. Looks like it is going down for sure based off of last chapter. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought the fight was sick. Let me scroll through it really quick. There's so many cool things about this fight. I mean, Garou's new form, bro, that shit looks crazy. It looks absolutely insane, and it's probably not even the final form yet. He's probably not done, which is something we're going to talk about in this video for sure. The idea that my boy Saitama is probably going to trigger probably more than one new form, right? He's probably just gonna, I assume with like every successive punch that my boy Saitama lands on Garou, Garou's gonna like take on a new form, which is pretty exciting. We're gonna see just how far my boy Garou can go before he like blows up or something. I don't even know. What's gonna happen when this guy reaches like the fucking top, bro. How strong can he get? That's some of the things I'm thinking about. I'm excited though. I'm really excited. I hope that this fight lasts a bit longer than usual. I hope this fight has some life left in its tank for sure. And I think it does. I think it does for sure. Obviously, Saitama's not trying to kill this guy, right? He's not trying to kill Garou. He's just trying to beat some sense into him, you know? Especially after, you know, my boy Tario came through and all that. So we're going to see. I'm thinking this fight is probably going to last a good chunk for sure. Maybe it's one of those fights where we get we get glimpses of what's going on with other characters and shit, because we still don't really know what happened after that giant water tsunami with all the S-classes who got, you know, a part of it. So maybe we get some glimpses of them here and there. But for like in chronology of what's going on in One Punch Man, I think this is it. This is the main event right here. So I'm excited. That took longer than I should have. Without further ado, let's do this shit. So Garou put on some size. He put on some size this chapter with his new transformation. He's getting beefy. He's getting definitely more beefy. And he's probably gonna get pretty larger, I'm assuming, with the coming transformations that should be happening once my boy Saitama starts to punch him even more. So we'll see with that. I'm assuming he's gonna get really beefy, and then his final form is gonna be like compressed Garou. You know, that's typically the pattern that happens with these types of things. Like, think of Orochi, right? Orochi's form was fucking huge. He had all these serpents. He was transforming even more and shit, and then eventually he compressed down into a compressed Orochi version. And I think that's, you know, probably going to be what happens with Garou as well. Because, you know, he can't just have all that size on him, you know? That's just not the Garou way. But anyways, yeah, I do think he's going to keep transforming even more with all the damage he takes. You know, really pushing that ability of his to the extreme. And that's going to be really cool to see. It's going to be cool to see how strong he actually gets. I was a little surprised, I think, when he smacked Saitama and Saitama kind of just ricocheted back into place, you know? I was kind of surprised. I thought like he would have like sent him flying or some shit. But no, that didn't happen. So I don't think Garou's quite there yet, to the point where Saitama might, you know, have a little fun with him. I don't think he's there yet. I definitely think he's gonna get there eventually. But he's just not there yet. What can you do, man? He hasn't, you know, got punched enough. So he's going to keep getting punched. And then eventually when he does reach, you know, the top Garou version, then I think we got to fight. Then I think we could have some fun here for sure. I don't really know just how, dude, it's crazy to think about how strong my boy Garou is about to be. Because he just took down Sage Centipede before. And now he's monsterized even further. And he's, you know, presumed to be even stronger than before. So it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about how strong my boy Garou is going to get at the end of all this. Something I also think we could see come back in this fight is the enraged state my boy Garou was in. Remember back in the Darkshine fight when he had like no control of his actions and he was like not conscious and all that? That's something I think we could see happen again in this fight for sure. Especially if something like my boy Saitama smacks Garou and knocks him out and shit, and then he just goes berserk mode. That's something I could see happening for sure. And you know, it's kind of interesting because, well, yeah, especially, you know, it's gonna be really interesting if this happens like at the peak of his monsterization, you know what I'm saying? Because then my boy Saitama's gonna have to worry about, you know, not going too hard on the boy Garou and not killing him. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's gonna be, and he's obviously gonna have to knock him, you know, back into consciousness, you know? So it's gonna be weird, man. It's gonna be really weird. This fight is interesting. I like this fight. I think it's great. You know, one of my critiques earlier was like, okay, they don't really have a reason to fight, you know what I'm saying? But obviously that changed after the last chapter, the last 2 chapters. And, you know, Garou getting smacked by Saitama, remembering who the hell he was, trying to get revenge on him, I guess, kind of. And now, obviously, Saitama has a reason to fight for him now with the boy Tario. So, this is good. I like how all that is set up. I don't think my boy Saitama is going to, you know, whip out some... I mean, maybe he will. Maybe he will whip out some serious punches. I don't really know. Maybe if it gets to that point, you know, because you never know. You never know how strong Garou is going to get in this fight. And I'm assuming he's going to get really strong. He's going to get pretty damn up there for sure. So maybe he will whip out some serious punches. That'd be pretty hype. That'd be pretty sick. But ultimately, how does this fight end? How does this fight end? That's what I'm starting to think about right now. Because they're going to brawl. Saitama's going to punch him a bunch. Garou's going to level up exponentially. And eventually, you know, I do think Garou hits that enraged state. And I think maybe Saitama has to whip out a serious punch or two. And knock his ass out. I don't think Garou is going to die, right? I don't think he's going to die. I don't think that's, you know, the type of thing that's going to happen. I think he probably ends up getting, like, I don't know, like, demonsterized? Is that even a thing that happens in the series? I don't know, because you saw Saitama punch his arm, right? And he cracked that armor off. Well, no, he did more than that. He did more than crack his armor off. He cracked his whole hand off. He fucking crystallized his hand, and that shit went flying off. So, you know, that's kind of what Tario wants, I think, right? He kind of wants Garou to get demonsterized, I feel. So, I don't know how he's going to go about that. How's he going to go about that? Is he just going to punch all the armor off of Garou until, you know, there's none left to regenerate, right? Is that what's going to happen? Because if that's what's going to happen, that's going to be, he's going to need to be really precise about that. And I don't, it's so weird. I'm excited for this fight. I'm excited to see how it ends for sure. I don't think this is the end of the Monster Association arc. I still think there's some things that have to happen after this for sure. Specifically regarding, you know, God, who has kind of just been lurking in the background for like the past like 5 or so chapters, since the last time he was even mentioned. Also, Evil Natural Water, right, might be alive still. I don't know. Am I the only one still who believes that? Maybe. I don't know. But past Garou, yeah, God's the only thing I could think about, right? There's a possibility of like Psychos or Orochi coming back or some shit like that. Not a whole lot of enemies left in this arc unless something brand new gets introduced. It's kind of just Garou and God left on the plate, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. But that's about it. That's about all I had to say from this chapter. That's about all I had to talk about. Guys, let me know down below. What do you think about this chapter? What are some of your thoughts, theories, ideas, predictions, all that shit? Let me know down below. We should be getting a new chapter, like, you know, less than 2 weeks from now. So that'll be pretty exciting, seeing what we get, if we do get a like a continuation of this fight, which I hope we do, or if we get some other side spiel type stuff, that'd be pretty sick too. Look out for a preview prediction video coming out sometime closer to when the chapter drops. And that's about it. That's all I had to say, guys. Until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.